There's a video on y equals mx plus c graphs, or straight line graphs, and we're just going to take you through and kind of show you a few examples to kind of help you through. So a straight line, the equation of a straight line can always be given in this form here, and if you can get it in this form, you can just read off the information where this here is the gradient or steepness of the line, and this here then is called the y-intercept. So what does that mean? That tells you where this line, when plotted, crosses the y-axis. Alright, so in this particular case here, the gradient or steepness is 2, so the m is 2, and the y-intercept is 1. That means it crosses the y-axis at 1. So I'm just going to take you through 5 examples here. We'll plot them and see if we can work out how it goes in from here. So I'm just going to do my m and my c, and before I plot any of them, I'm going to work out the m and the c for each of those. Okay, so it's y equals mx plus c, and hopefully then you can see the pattern. The m in this case is going to be 2, that's a gradient of 2, y-intercept then of 1. Next one, the m is a half, that's a gradient of a half, y-intercept then of minus 2, so it crosses at minus 2 on the y-axis. M here is minus 3, and it's plus 0, so this one actually crosses in at the origin, or at 0 on the y-axis. Be very careful of this next one, we're trying to trick you. It's the thing multiplied by x which gives you the gradient. So here it's actually a minus 1, that's a minus x, which is a minus 1x. I flip the 2 round, and then the y-intercept is a wee number on its own, that's 4. It doesn't work if it's 2y, so we need to divide everything by 2, and that gives me y equals x minus 3. So it's not 0 here for my gradient. The number multiplied by x in this case is 1, and it crosses then at minus 3. If you have that information, you can plot the things straight, or the lines straight on to the axis. So let's see how we're going to go about doing this. Hopefully you can still read this. The first one, gradient of 2, y-intercept of 1. So we start with the second bit here, and so we go down here and we find 1 on the y-axis, and then a gradient of 2 means every time you go across 1, and it's always going across 1, you go up 2, because that's your gradient. So across 1 up 2, across 1 up 2, across 1 up 2, and so on. And you can see this straight line, it extends down this way as well, if we just keep extending that out. And when you're drawing these on, they should go all the way through the axis, not just the few wee dots or x's in that I've done. So right from the start, right through to the end. I could do with a slightly longer ruler there, so you can see that. And the name of that line is y equals 2x plus 1. Hopefully we can get used to that. Let's take a look at our second one. It's going to cross the start at minus 2 on the y-axis, and a gradient then of a half. So let's go down here. Crosses at minus 2, a gradient of half. Every time you go along one, you go up a half, along one, up a half, along one, up a half, along one, up a half. And you get used to this and you realize it's the same as going across 2 and up 1. So gradient of that line then is going to be a half, and you can see that line. That line's not a lot less steep than the previous one. The gradient of this one was 2, a steeper line than a half, obviously. And the name of this line, I haven't drawn it in there that accurately, but you'll get the idea, is y equals a half x minus 2. You can just about see it there. Third one is y equals minus 3x. So this one starts at 0 on the y-axis, and a gradient then of minus 3. Every time I go across 1, I go down 3. Across 1, down 3, across 1, down 3. And we extend it up this way as well. You can see it's a negative gradient, so you see it going very much the other way from the way these ones have gone. So extending this one. There's my line. The name of that line is y equals minus 3x. My fourth one is y equals 4 minus x. Again, it's the wrong way around. We always start with this number here. It crosses at 4, a gradient of minus 1. Crossing at 4, a gradient of minus 1, across 1, down 1, across 1, down 1, across 1, down 1, across 1, down 1. And we extend that line all the way across. Sorry about the noise. Sorry, I'm just trying to get this in the right. Right here, doing quite a bad job. Name of that line is y equals 4 minus x. And finally, this line here, or 2y equals 2x minus 6, crosses at minus 3 and a gradient of 1. So crosses here at minus 3, and then a gradient of 1 means across 1 up 1, across 1 up 1, across 1 up 1, across 1 up 1, and so on. Let me extend that line out. Again, do it the full size of the axis if you can. Don't just join like the 6 wee crosses that I've done there. Go all the way through. And that line then was 2y equals 2x minus 6, which is the same axis as the line y equals x minus 3. So hopefully that's of some use, just to help you draw on your y equals mx plus c graphs.